very lively at night over at your room, Judge Brack.
I assure you, I have not had any of my clothes off, Mrs. Hedda.
Not you either?
No, as you may see, but what has Tesman been telling you of the night's adventures?
Oh, some tiresome story. Only that they had went and had coffee somewhere or other.
I've heard about that coffee party already. Illyr Lovborg was not with them, I fancy.
No, they had taken him home before that.
Tesman, too?
No, but some of the others, he said.
George Tesman is a really ingenuous creature, Mrs. Hedda.
Yes, heaven knows he is. There is something behind all of this.
Yes, perhaps there may be.
Well, then, sit down, my dear Judge, and tell your story in comfort. Now then.
I had special reasons for keeping track of my guests last night.
Of Illyr Lovborg among the rest, perhaps.
Frankly, yes.
Now, you make me really curious.
Do you know where he and one or two of the others finished the night, Mrs. Hedda?
If it's not quite unmentionable, tell me.
Oh, no, it's not at all unmentionable. Well, they put on an appearance at a particularly animated soiree.
Of the lively kind.
Of the very liveliest.
Tell me more of this, Judge Brack.
Lovborg, as well as the others, had been invited in advance. I knew all about it, but he had declined the invitation for now. As you know, he has become a new man.
Up at the Elsteeds, yes, but he went after all then.
Well, you see, Mrs. Hedda, unhappily the spirit moved him at my rooms last evening.
Yes, I hear he found inspiration.
Pretty violent inspiration. Well, I fancy that altered his purpose, for we menfolk are unfortunately not always so firm in our principles as we ought to be.
Oh, I'm sure you are an exception, Judge Brack, but as to Lovborg.
To make a long story short, he landed at last in Mademoiselle Diana's rooms.
Mademoiselle Diana's?
It was Mademoiselle Diana that was giving the soiree to a select of her admirers and her lady friends.
Is she a red-haired woman?
Precisely.
A sort of singer?
Oh, yes, in her leisure moments, and moreover a mighty huntress of men, Mrs. Hedda. You have no doubt heard of her. Illyr Lovborg was one of her most enthusiastic protectors in his days of glory.
And how did all of this end?
Far from imensely, it appears. After a most tender meeting, they seem to have come to blows.
Lovborg and she?
Yes, he accused her or her friends of having robbed him. He declared that his pocketbook had disappeared and other things as well. In short, he seems to have made a furious disturbance.
And what came of it all?
It came to a general scrimmage in which the ladies as well as the gentlemen took part. Fortunately, the police at last appeared on the scene.
The police, too?
Yes, I fancy it will prove a costly frolic for Illyr Lovborg, crazy being that he is.
How so?
He seems to have made a violent resistance to have hit one of the constables on the head and torn off the coat off his back, so they had to march him off to the police station with the rest.
How have you learned all of this?
From the police themselves.
So that is what happened. Then he had no vine leaves in his hair.
Vine leaves, Mrs. Hunt?
But tell me now, Judge, what's your real reason for tracking out Illyr Lovborg's movement so carefully?
In the first place, it could not be entirely indifferent to me if it should appear in the police court that he came straight from my house.
Will the matter come into court then?
Of course. However, I should scarcely have troubled so much about that. But I thought that as a friend of the family, it was my duty to supply you and Tesman with a full account of his nocturnal exploits.
Why so, Judge Brack?
Why? Because I have a screwed suspicion that he intends to use you as a sort of blind.
Oh, how could you think such a thing?
Good heavens, Mrs. Hedda, we have eyes in our head. Mark my words. This Mrs. Elstead will be in no hurry to leave town again.
Well, even if there should be anything between them, I suppose there are plenty of other places where they can meet.
Not a single home. Henceforth, as before, every respectable house will be closed against Illyr Lovborg.
And so what mine to be, you mean?
Yes, I confess it would be more than painful to me if this personage was to be made free of your house. How superfluous, how intrusive he would be if he were to force his way into...
Into the triangle?
Precisely. It would simply mean that I should find myself homeless.
So you want to be the one hawk in the basket. That is your aim.
Yes, that is my aim, and for that I will fight with every weapon I can command.
I see you are a very dangerous person when it comes to the point.
Do you think so?
I am beginning to think so, and I'm exceedingly glad to think that you have no sort of hold over me.
Well, Mrs. Hedda, perhaps you were right there. If I had, who knows what I might be capable of.
Come now, Judge Pratt. That sounds almost like a threat.
Oh, not at all. The trying of, ought, if possible, to be spontaneously constructed.
There I agree with you.
Well, now I have said all I have to say, and I'd better be getting back to town. Goodbye, Mrs. Hedda.
Are you going through the garden?
Yes, it's a shortcut for me.
And then there's a back way too.
Quite so. I have no objection to back ways. They may be piquet enough at times.
Then there is ball practice going on, you mean?
Oh, people don't shoot their tame poultry, I fancy.
Oh no. When there's only one cock in the basket. So you're not going to see her home, Mr. Loveport?
I'm through the streets. Would you have people see her walking with me?
Of course, I don't know what else might have happened last night. But is this so utterly irretrievable?
It will not end with last night. I know that perfectly well. And the thing is that now I have no taste for that sort of life either. I want to begin and get into new. She has broken my courage and my power of braving life out.
So that pretty little fool has had her fingers in a man's destiny. But at the same time, how could you treat her so heartlessly?
Oh, don't say that I was heartless.
To go and destroy what has filled her whole soul for months and years? You do not call that heartless?
To you, I can tell the truth, Hedda.
The truth.
First, promise me, give me your word that what I now confide in you, Thea shall never know.
I give you my word.
Good. Then let me tell you what I said just now was untrue.
About the manuscript.
Yes, I've not torn it to pieces, not thrown it into the ford.
No, but where is it then?
I've destroyed it, nonetheless utterly destroyed it, Hedda.
I don't understand.
Thea said that what I had done seemed to her like a child murder.
Yes, so she said.
But to kill his child, that is not the worst thing that a father can do.
Not the worst.
Suppose now, Hedda, that a man in the small hours of the morning came home to his child's mother after a night of riot and debauchery and said, listen, I have been here and there in this place and in that, and I have taken our child with to this place and to that, and I have lost the child, utterly lost it. The devil knows into whose hands it may have fallen, who may have had their clutches on it.
Well, but when all's said and done, you know this was only a book.
His pure soul was in that book.
Yes, so I understand.
And you can understand, too, that for her and me together, no future is possible.
What path do you mean to take then?
None. I will only try to make an end of it all, the sooner the better.
Elliot Loveford, listen to me. Will you not try and do it beautifully?
Beautifully? With vine leaves in my hair, as you used to dream in the old days?
No. I have lost my faith in vine leaves. But beautifully nevertheless. For once in a way. Goodbye. You must go now and not come any more.
Goodbye, Mrs. Tesman. And give George Tesman my love.
No, wait. I must give you a memento to take with you.
Is this the memento?
Do you recognize it? It was aimed at you once.
You should have used it then.
Take it. And do you use it now?
Thanks.
And beautifully, Elliot Loveford. Promise me that.
Goodbye, Hedda gabbler.